My name is Laetitia Kenny. I'm a member of Boksburg Camera Club. I've probably been at the club for about the last 20 years. I would recommend Boksburg Camera Club to anybody who would be interested in doing photography, whether you're starting out and just trying to learn more about the rules of composition, or perhaps you're more advanced and you like the competitive side of photography, or perhaps just for the social side of mixing with like-minded people and trying to get your hobby to the next level.
What has been the most challenging of your photography career?
I think the most challenging shoot I ever did was soda bottles. I'm sure I can't say the brand, but I was bottles of cool drink, and the client was very specific about where the light had to fall. So there had to be a reflection at the top of the bottle, the label had to be lit, and the cool drink still had to look drinkable. So I guess that was, and then I think the weirdest one I ever did was photographing coffins for a website. It was in Benoni, and we had coffins in one room, and a couple of doors down we had a studio set up, and I think we stopped traffic because we had people pushing coffins up and down the road all day long.
What highlight stands out?
I think the highlight of my photographic career would be getting the title of Master Photographer. It was probably 15 years of work and competitiveness and studying and achieving goal after goal after goal after goal until I qualified to present a thesis at a conference and be awarded. So I think that would probably be the highlight for me. But I guess even the first time I was invited to speak at a national level, it's terrifying, but it's very, very flattering, and it's exciting. So there's a huge adrenaline rush. So I think, when you've been in the game for as long as I have, there's probably quite a lot of highlights and highs for you.
What kind of photography are you into?
I think my favorite will always be portraiture. I love photographing people, and because I have a fine art background, I have always experimented that I've tried to take my photography to the next level. So by photo manipulation, using programs like Adobe Photoshop to create a little bit more. When I first started photography, I was working in a chemical darkroom, and that was fairly restrictive. You could use filters, you could sometimes have 2 exposures on one page, but nothing to the extent that digital photography allows us to do today.
What would you still like to achieve?
I'd like to photograph the crossing of the Serengeti. I would love to publish a book, and I would call it Children of Africa. I have started collecting images. But happy photos of children, not children in abject poverty, but they can be dirty but playing in the dirt and having fun. So I've done a couple of shoots in Zambia, Botswana, Zanzibar, Mozambique, places like that. So I think the ultimate would be to publish a book.
What advice do you have for young photographers?
It's an exciting career because you tend to be around positive people all the time. It's you do really need to learn your craft. I know with film photography, you had to know your camera really well to actually capture the image. Now you can keep looking at the viewfinder so that you're able to correct yourself. Don't rely on the viewfinder. Learn how your camera works, that you can actually get into a situation, read the lighting conditions, and actually come up with the best possible image. If you use your camera on program mode, the camera's going to think for you, and you will never really get the best results. So get to know your gear, start small, gain a lot of experience before you sort of really start trying to perhaps do some freelance work. Yeah, I think so. But it's a really great career to have.